Welcome all. It is that time again. It's time for some Kagurabachi. So we are back here for chapter 120, the Irishima Talks Part 4. So we are still sticking with this same naming scheme. I'm assuming it's going to be the same until this battle on Irishima is actually concluded. From where we left off last chapter, we had Ariu activating the true realm of the Datanseki and activating his ability of Sumika. So this chapter is I'm nervous. I've been saying this ever since the talks have begun because obviously we have the knowledge, the retrospective to know that this is not going to go well. And we are hilariously outgunned, even amongst our top tier sorcerers of our organizations and our sorcery clans of Japan. I mean, it's like essentially what's happened is it's like if you got really good at fighting with like a knife and you're like, yeah, I am the best fighter with a knife that there is, which it's like, all right, cool. Like that's dangerous. Wouldn't want to fight you barehanded. But then you go up against a guy that has a machine gun. And it's like, okay, well, now your skills with the knife are basically meaningless. And that's what's happening here with Ariu when it comes to utilizing the Datanseki. Normal sorcery, even amongst the top tiers, is still nothing compared to being able to access the higher tiers of the Datanseki, especially the True Realm. I mean, we've seen that beaten into us throughout the series when it comes to the Enchanted Blades, even all the way back when the Kamunabi fought against Sojo. When he accessed the True Realm of the Cloud Gouger, that's when everything, like their whole anti Cloud Gouger squad with a bunch of elite level sorcerers in a great plan, even knowing all of the abilities of the Cloud Gouger, they still lost uh, magnificently once Sojo began to access the true realm of the Cloud Gouger. So it's the same thing here. And that's what makes these guardians. I mean, any fighter on Irishima or sorry, any fighter of Shikoku or the Mikaboshi, like the even the four that our group dispatched like 2 chapters ago. Yes, against the very top tier sorcerers, those guys can be dealt with. But if those are just normal foot soldiers against normal sorcerers, they are going to lose. So it's but and then when you go to the 6 guardians, the pure-blooded Mikaboshi that can bring forth the true realm of the Datanseki, it's no contest, which is exactly why we needed the enchanted blades to be able to stop them. Because we know Japan was on 100% on the losing end, and this is exactly why. So we needed that deterrent. That's what the enchanted blades were. So for this chapter, I'm assuming we are going to get to see Ariu start dishing out some punishment. Maybe we'll figure out what the Sumika ability is, whether it's manipulating the environment around him to like debuff his opponents and buff himself, whether it's to maybe nullify some type of sorcery, or maybe it's just manipulating like the earth and the plants around him. I don't know, but I'm super excited to figure out what it entails. I think it is going to be primarily a very action heavy chapter, but my question is, do we all get clapped this chapter? So does he just pop off and wipe us out? Or do we put up like a little bit of a fight and actually make it through this chapter. I just don't know how long this battle is going to go on for because I could see it ending this chapter, but I could also see it continuing on. Maybe if we can pull off some like combos, like some combination moves between all our sorcerers. But that's enough for like the pre chapter thoughts. So I'm extremely excited to dive into chapter 120. So let's just get to it. And I am seeing Mashiro here. Mashiro is obviously, got donutted. He's got a huge hole in his torso. And then I see the huge pillar of billowing flames and smoke that are coming off of the ironclad ship that our group came on that was destroyed by the Mikaboshi. And then we have Ariu here at the very bottom, obviously with the like black cracks coming from his eyes after he's activated the Seki. So let's turn the page. Oh, that's a sick shot. Just Hokazono, he knows how to draw just aura. Like he's just very good at it. And this scene of Ariu like in the concaved pit that was created by Hiroto's Kurotsuchi last chapter, he's just in that pit just floating and his jacket is like billowing around him. You have the black spirit energy rippling off of him, and you have Hiroto up above him, and then here we have Shiba as well. And I love how the trees are drawn here, the way they're shaded. Hokuzono, you know, brilliant art. Just gotta, glaze the dude occasionally. So Shiba says, "What is this? The space around him." Okay, here we go. The space around him, what? You didn't say anything. The space around him is being manipulated. The space around him is uh, what? Please. And then we've got the stare down of Hiroto and Ariu here. And I mean, Hiroto is he's standing calm, standing. He's not really freaking out right now, but I don't think it's gonna go very well. And then they're gone. Hiroto Soga. His body, which contained Kurotsuchi, was the greatest achieved by mankind, the ultimate in sensitivity and strength. Wow, that's some gas right there for sure. So obviously, he is the sole male person in the Soga lineage that has access to the Kurotsuchi sorcery, which was passed down all the way from the hero of the Soga, which I believe was like Ugizane was his name. So obviously Hiroto may be one of the strongest sorcerers in Japan, like overall right now, which just leads me to believe that Hokazono is using the legitimacy of Hiroto's strength as a sorcerer as a benchmark indicator for the threat level that the guardians of the Mikaboshi are. That just seems to what he's doing. But this is really cool though, because his body is actually containing the Kurotsuchi, which is like the gravity ability. And we knew it required him to like undergo extensive physical training to be able to actually withstand its power. And apparently, the greatest achieved by mankind. Nuts. And they're gone. The highest speed humanly possible, further heightened by the directional gravity of Kurotsuchi, which boosts his acceleration. He's like dashing through the woods. So that's crazy. The highest speed humanly possible, which it then on top of it is heightened by the directional gravity. So it's like he's going linear. He can go, change the angle of the direction of the gravity produced by the Kurotsuchi. And he's getting face palmed. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then Ariu here is like, he's got Hiroto by the face palming him, and then he's laying down on his torso. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. It's like 10 fists. Are these real? Are these real fists? Did he just grow these? Or is it like, is this supposed to be like a depiction of speed? Like he's punching so fast that it like is looks like all those extra fists? Or is this something like totally different, specific to the ability of Sumika? Like in this environment, he can like multiply parts of himself. I don't know. That's crazy though. In this palming, this in anime, this the palm, to like show speed and strength superiority over an opponent. It's been used multiple times, but the two that just like pop into my head initially is first is Dangai Ichigo versus Aizen when he just palms Aizen to get him out of Karakura down before their like ultimate showdown. Like, and Aizen couldn't even react to it. And then the other one is actually Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling in season one when he's like in the C rank gate, and I think he palms and slams down. It's like Huang Dong Suk, I think is the one who he does it to. Sorry, I just when I saw this, it's just like those scenes just flashed through my brain. Super cool, but also not good. Apparently, Hiroto is like the fastest dude that we got right now, maybe outside of like Shiba's teleportation. And he just got palmed and absolutely just pounded into the ground. And next page, and we have Ariu just floating over top of Hiroto, who's just on the ground, shattered earth all around. And here comes Shiba. Shiba's coming in from the back, gonna try to teleport him out. I can't teleport him. Why can't you teleport him? I don't believe it. He's invulnerable to sorcery? Okay, so obviously from last chapter, when he activated the true realm of the Datanseki and his Sumika ability, that is when the effects of the gravity from Kurotsuchi began to not affect him anymore, and he was being able to levitate. So, is my question, is it the specifically, is it the ability of Sumika and the ability to like manipulate their environment that allows him to be invulnerable to sorcery? Or is it just accessing the true realm of the Datanseki, which amplifies his spirit energy to such a high degree that he becomes like basically invulnerable to sorcery? Like it just doesn't affect him? Because Shiba was even able, this is a younger Shiba, granted, but Shiba was even able to teleport Yura when Yura was wielding the Magatsumi from inside the Kaminami headquarters and teleported him out. So even from like having, obviously Yura could not access like the true power of the Magatsumi, but he was still able to be teleported. And that's an extreme level of like spirit energy. My assumption would be Sumika is the reason that he is unaffected, if I had to take a guess. You guys let me know down below what your kind of thoughts are on the invulnerability to sorcery. Because we still don't know if Sumika is specifically an ability for Ariu, or is it all 6 of the Guardians all have this ability as well? But anyways, so after not being able to teleport Ariu, Shiba, okay, he goes for Hiroto. So he's trying to get his boy out of there. Well, teammate, don't know if they're boys. Oh no. And we got Ariu just on Shiba's throat. A little bit of blood comes out. And then we see those multi fists again. And then so he's punching Shiba, and then he looks to be kicking Hiroto. and then they both go flying in opposite directions. Dude, this guy is so fast. He's so fast. Shiba is exceptionally fast with his teleportation. Again, this is a younger Shiba, so I think the Shiba we see current day is stronger than the one we see here. But Shiba's like a prodigy in terms of teleportation sorcery. And he even got caught. This is not good. And we see both of like the devastation of them flying through all of the trees. Wow, that's from just some punches and some kicks. This guy's physical attributes are off the charts right now. And we see Hiroto's body flying all the way out to the beach and all the way to Mashiro, who's like, Mr. Hiroto. Mashiro's just there trying not to die. And Shiba is down bad. He is absolutely cooked. He's just on these broken trees, bleeding from his head. He's not looking good. We've never seen Shiba look like this in the series. Okay, and now we have Yoshinojo again. So this dude's just been like chilling off by himself. And he says the tremendous energy of the Denseki applied to sorcery? Question mark. Yeah. Well, this is exciting. I don't know if you would call this exciting, bro. Like I guess maybe for you, if you relatively have maybe not been challenged in your life in combat, this is got to remember these are sorcerers. They lead a much different life than, regular people out there. So their idea of what is exciting and what's not is much different. And he says, to catch Mashiro off guard with that surprise strike and totally overwhelm Hiroto and Shiba with pure strength and speed. It just is impossible. There has to be some sort of trick. The Datenseki slash Sumika, and we see what looks to be like blurry movement, possibly Ariu maybe coming from behind. Oh, what a panel. This double spread. Yoshinojo he must have sensed Ariu coming from the attack from behind, and he instantly turns to counter with a sword strike. That looks so sick. I love Hokuzono's action paneling. It's so kinetic. You just like feel it. It's like watching anime on paper. I don't know how to describe it. There it is. He said, there what is? And why are you bleeding? Why is he bleeding from his mouth? He counters. They haven't even made physical contact yet. Ariu blocks the strike with his left arm on the guard, but Yoshinojo says, there it is, but he's bleeding from his mouth. I don't understand. Why are you bleeding? And there it is. So what is? Because he was trying to figure out the trick. There's some sort of trick. Okay, is that the reason you're bleeding from your mouth? Is the trick of his abilities? So Sumika, so the environment, some sort. This space, this air, it's toxic, isn't it? Okay. So he has manipulated the air around his environment to be toxic to others. Interesting. Somehow he numbed our senses without us noticing. That's why we couldn't predict or respond to his movements. Interesting. So he's using some sort of toxic fumes or something in the air to basically numb the senses of all of them. It is similar to like a debuff. He's basically debuffing them so that then he can overwhelm them with pure physical stats. Unbelievable. Based on a mere hypothesis, he bit through his own tongue. Okay. Yo, this dude's crazy. Yoshinojo. Wait a second. Using the pain to clear his senses and prove his theory. Wow. Okay, so he was on to that there's some sort of trick that he was just able to overwhelm both Shiba and Hiroto. And in order to test his theory that he was somehow having their senses numbed, he bit his own tongue. He bit through his own tongue. So that's why his mouth is gushing blood. And that's why he was able to counter so quickly. So he wasn't numbed at that time. Hey, don't hold out on us just because this is our first battle. This guy is crazy. He wants all the smoke. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. Show us all you got. This is the climax. That's a sick panel of Yoshinojo. This dude looks insane. He's got the blood coming out, the crazy mustache and eyebrows, and he's just cheesing hard. Superhuman vitality and regeneration. Well, at least he's got it, if not the others. Okay, so he's saying that superhuman vitality is what goes to like all of the users of the Datenseki. And then he says Hiroto is saying and regeneration. Well, at least Ariu has regeneration. So maybe that's just reserved for the Guardians. In any case, no ordinary attack is going to take him out. Our sorcery doesn't work. Then we'll just have to physically obliterate him. Okay. Oh, and then we see the ironclad ship with all of the Aku shockwaves around it. Mashiro, what is he doing? What's he doing to that? And even Hiroto's like, Mashiro, what are you doing? Mashiro, what are you saying? No, what are you saying? I guess he really is going to die. He says it was an honor to be chosen to work with you guys. I got to do just a little something before I head home. Oh, gosh. But he is using the Aku shockwaves to seemingly crush the ironclad ship. He's compressing it. Okay, he's compressing it. Let's slug him with a real big chunk of iron. So he's literally compressing it down into seemingly is going to be like a highly dense, compacted iron ball. And they're going to chuck it at him? What? I mean, true, they did say that they will have to physically obliterate him. So it can't be a sorcery-based attack or else it's not going to work. That's crazy. And then we're back with Yoshinojo, who is like spinning. Oh, no. That did not last long at all. Ariu just clean cuts through Yoshinojo's right arm and pierces through his torso. Man, this guy just loves just donutting people. I was going to say, no, not even going to say it. Never mind. Let's go with donutting. Oh, that's right through the middle of Yoshinojo's chest. Like, bro, you're done. You're so done. Hiroto, don't mind me. And we see Ariu like noticing something, and then up, it looks like we're getting a view from the ground. If you're like looking up, we can see the tops of the trees, and then what looks to be a giant ball with a bunch of smoke coming off of it. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is a gorgeous panel of Hiroto floating in the sky with the giant ironclad ship ball of death with the smoke billowing off of it. That looks incredible. But Yoshinojo is down there. He says, don't mind me. So is he going to suicide bomb him? This reminds me of Hunter x Hunter, if you've read or seen it. And when Silva and Zeno are fighting Crollo, and Zeno pins down Crollo and just tells Silva, like, kill him. Like, just kill him. And if you have to kill me with him, go for it. So this reminds me of this very much. And we see Hiroto then bop the end of his sword like we saw him do last chapter to activate the Kurotsuchi, and this just looks like it accelerates it down, and we have Ariu saying uh-oh, and okay, gravity affected. Got you. Gravity is affecting them down there as well. So Ariu and Yoshinojo. So is it actually just affecting Yoshinojo, and that is what is holding Ariu there? Because it says that like he's invulnerable to the sorcery, and we saw him basically just disregard the effects of Kurotsuchi before the gravity. So is it because his arm is through Yoshinojo and Yoshinojo is being affected by the gravity that it's actually holding him in place now? I don't know. That's just like my thought. And apply gravity to him. And Ariu asks Yoshinojo, "Are you plan to go with me?" And he says, "Don't be an idiot." Oh, Shiba's back. Okay, Shiba's back. He's coming in to teleport him out. This one's all for you. Oh, look at that shot. Look at that. It's like a meteor strike. Giant, massive shockwaves are encompassing the entire island of Irishima and out into the ocean around it. But we see just before that gorgeous panel of the impact, we see Ariu, the cracks around his eyes get bigger, and we see the white spirit energy of what looks like the centipede, like we saw last chapter when he first activated the True Realm of the Datenseki and Sumika. We saw the white centipede looking manifestation around his body, but we didn't see it all chapter. But then now we see him activating whatever it is to potentially help him fend off this insane attack. And that is the end of chapter 120. Wow. This was a great chapter. Okay, so we definitely, so just some post chapter thoughts here. We definitely incurred significant damage, especially Yoshinojo. Mashiro already had, but Shiba and Hiroto definitely took a bit of a beating here too, and it didn't take very much. So this had just about everything I was thinking. But honestly, our guys, they're trying their best. They're doing some tag teams, like I mentioned in the beginning of the chapter. They're trying everything they can to figure out a way to take care of Ariu, to try to take him out here. But clearly, like I said in the beginning, like they are just seriously outgunned, and they don't understand fully that they still haven't even seen him going all out, because what we've seen of the enchanted blades being wielded by masters of them and being able to access their true realms, it's even far more impressive than what we've seen from Ariu so far. And if he can access the true realm as well, it's this attack is not taking him out. It might do some damage. I mean, like that's a huge attack. That's crazy. But ultimately, he's activating something here to basically stop it or survive this attack. And then I think this is where I don't think he's letting either of the Soga clan members off this island. And Mashiro was already on death's door, and he even said, like, it's an honor to have been chosen to work with you guys. And I got to just do one thing before I head home. And head home, he might just literally mean dying. So, wow, what a chapter. This has been a great flashback. I am loving it so far. The action in last chapter, this chapter was peak. And I'd love to hear any of your guys' thoughts on the, current state of Kagurabachi. I almost forgot to mention that the teaser trailer actually dropped for the Kagurabachi anime today. So uh, that looked amazing. It said, I believe, April of 2027 is when we're getting Kagurabachi anime. So Baji Bros, we've won again, and I will definitely be there to cover that once it comes out. But just thought I'd throw that in there at the end here. If you made it this far, I greatly appreciate you, like always, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at. Peace.